It may be a new year, but that doesn't mean much has changed at the Charlotte Police Training Academy. Recruit Class 193 is still working to earn their badges in April, and they've added a few things to their belt. This week, the item is their service weapon, a brand new Glock 17.
This is a step in the process that's important, but I want us to recognize the fact that although it's an exciting morning or an exciting day, we're getting our weapons, this is one of the things that we're excited about. We also have to recognize the importance of what it is we're giving you, the responsibility that comes with it, and firearms training in the academy as well as throughout your career is the highest liability part of this job. Okay, so although it's an exciting piece of equipment, right, for different reasons, we've got to treat it and all the training that you receive in the days that you come down here with the utmost importance and seriousness. Okay, we're not going to treat them as if it's like a new toy, right? So just keep that in mind. Although we're excited about receiving it because it's part of another step in the process, make sure that we understand the importance of it, because it is, like I said, driving and firearms are high liability acts within law enforcement. They just are. And those are some of the things where if you aren't as well trained as you can be, or do things either in your vehicle or with a firearm on the job, that's where you're really exposing yourself in the department. I think before classroom, we'll see you classroom day 1 in a couple of weeks, right? So we'll talk to whoever the president is between now and then about some other specifics. You're still the president? Yes, sir. Wow. Usually by the time you get down here, well, we've got a couple more weeks. Classroom day 1 starts, sometimes they get,
fired by that.
what do you call it? Impeached, yeah. We get the president impeached or something and get a new president. It's happened before. But anyway, getting back to it. So we want you to be successful. There's already going to be times, we may have talked about this before, where we are going to induce stress upon you, right? That's part of the process, because you got to be able to perform in those environments. It's not personal. We're trying to prepare you for a particular job, right? So keep that in mind. We're not doing it just to do it. We've got a purpose for every single thing that goes on down here.
Administrative stuff, a lot of paperwork, and you will quickly learn in your careers. Anytime you do something good, there's twice as much paperwork. Anytime I've had fun on this job, usually involved a bunch of paperwork after that. Taking arrests is paperwork. Getting the car chase is paperwork. Okay? We're starting off with paperwork. As we progress, there'll be time for stress.
After the recruits get their service weapons, the range staff takes them through some of the basics of firearm training. They go over things like master grip and the different pieces of the firearm before they ever step foot on the range with it.
Any questions on any of those? You're going to hear them a lot while you're down here. We're going to go over them every day before we start on the range. Because they're important, you need to make sure you remember them.
Along with the firearms training, the police officer physical ability test is a state requirement for the recruits. Class 193 has already completed one practice, but this time they'll take it with their vest on.
Halfway.
1923 bagels. Ready? Go.
I've always wanted to be in law enforcement since as long as I can remember. It's the only career I've ever wanted to pursue. My family moved in the area, so I decided I wanted to be close to them. So that's what brought me here. It's definitely been challenging, but it's what I expected for a police academy to be. As officers, we respond to calls, and 9 times out of 10, it's the worst day of their life. That's why they're calling for us. So if we can help them in any way, or just even let them know we're here to help them, that says a lot.
Yeah.
6 months?
Yeah, it's under 6 minutes, yeah.
You remember what your last one was?
I think my last one was about like 350. Yeah.
That's without the vest.
Yeah, that was without the vest, yeah. But we'll see.
We'll get there.
Yeah. 6 minutes that's too much time.
The push-ups may get you though.
Yeah.
Especially the second set.
Yeah, I know.
That's where you may see something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna break them down. Like I said, my mind is like, I'm gonna do the first 10, then
Yeah.
do 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Just to do a break them so I can breathe.
Yeah, just knock them out. That roll bag will catch up to you too, so.
Nobody, because they'll just keep, nobody. See the position, I'll say, ready to go, take around, take off, go around that orange cone, come back around this chair, do that twice. So down and back, orange, not green, you went green. Once you do your second lap, go do the obstacle course, broad jump, fence, low crawl, green cone, come back down here for 30 bag rolls, no, 3 bag rolls. You do 3 bag rolls. After 3 bag rolls, you're gonna do 20 push-ups. Hop back in the bag rolls and do how many?
3 bag rolls.
Which knee needs to be on the mat?
The left knee.
Left leg, boom. After that's done, you're gonna do the obstacle course again. Complete the obstacle course. Ready, go. Go around this chair and go to the broad jump. Left knee on the mat. Two. 3, 20 push-ups. Chin to block. Long up. 3 bag rolls. Obstacle course.
So I was stationed out in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I did about 5 years in the military. I always had an interest in law enforcement. So I applied to different departments around the country. I applied to Raleigh PD, I applied to Washington, D.C. But applying to Charlotte and actually coming down here and meeting some of the staff, I knew this was going to be the place I wanted to be in. There's a lot of similarities. There's the respect for the chain of command. There's the camaraderie as well. There's the weapons training, that discipline, that military bearing. is here. There hasn't been really a huge transition. I would say that in the military, I was always used to being deployed, and that was a challenge. But being a police officer now, and especially in 2023, in recent events, it's probably going to be probably as much challenging as it was in the military. So service is always big with me. It was always big with my family as well. My grandfather served in World War II. I had uncles serve in Vietnam, and I wanted to raise my right hand and serve as well. And I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, and getting out of that military environment, I kind of wanted to still serve in a way. And I thought law enforcement or being a first responder would probably be the best thing to match that. There's definitely a lot of good training here. Defense tactics, we did that a couple weeks ago. Driving, we did that also a couple weeks ago as well. Learning different laws, learning how to, generally just speaking to people. The learning aspect of it is enjoyable as well. It is challenging, but it's something that I wanted to do.
There are 2 sections to the POPAT. One has to be completed in under 3 minutes, while the second must be finished under 6 minutes. Every recruit gets to test for both and see if their time meets the state requirement. After that, the recruits head back to the classroom.
You haven't really met me yet, so I'm Sergeant Rybold. I'm a sergeant in the Transportation Division here with CMPD. We got 3 sergeants in that division. We have the Motorcycle Sergeant, Major Crash Sergeant, and DWI Task Force Sergeant. So we do traffic operations all around the city. We respond to fatal crashes, anything serious that's involving a city vehicle, or anything where it's a life-threatening crash where they say somebody, might pass away.
So currently we're teaching BLET crash investigations. They're learning basic concepts for investigating a collision. They talk about how to respond to the scene, the process of responding to the scene and gathering information, what it's going to be like when they respond there, when they arrive, and just dealing with victims and witnesses and the drivers involved, the information that they need to gather, and the proper techniques to investigate the crash. So the biggest thing is technology. The basic concepts that we're teaching in BLET are concepts that are across the state. And there's some departments that maybe will have 1 or 2 fatalities a year. Here in CMPD, we have a major crash investigation unit that the detectives do nothing but investigate fatal collisions, because we can have an excess of 80 to 85 fatalities in a year. So the concepts that the recruits are getting taught are statewide. So we'll take the time like this morning and we go over these basic concepts. And then if there's time, at the end of the block, we'll talk about specifics to what CMPD does. For me, traffic was always my passion. Before I came to CMPD in 2006, I was a state trooper. So I had a strong traffic background. So coming here, I got a position as a division traffic officer a long time ago. And then, I moved my way up into the detective as a major crash, and I did that for 5 years. And then I got promoted in 2018, and then I took over the DWI task force about 3 years ago. So I do ask, I'm like, is anybody interested in traffic, DWIs, traffic control? And there were some officers who would be like, yeah, I think I want to be a division traffic officer, or what do I have to do? What steps do I need to take to get to major crash someday? And we'll talk about some career development. I just like the camaraderie aspect of being out here with them, and being there as a role model, as a coach, as a mentor, to help them in their careers.
Recruits are finding their footing in the training academy. They've made it halfway through the process and know some of what to expect for their day-to-day. This is something some of them have been working on for years. They are constantly reminded of their goal, the badge.
Law enforcement's been the only career I've wanted to pursue, but as I got older and I became to understand the way society is more, and especially with social media and the big influence that has and the impact on society, it's not a good outlook for policing within the media. And all it takes is one officer to be circled around through the media for there to be a perception on officers in this country. So my why was, I wanted there to be a change. I wanted there to be a positive outlook on policing and all the good things these men and women do every day that aren't displayed for everyone to see. And I'm big on change, and if you want to see change, you have to be the one to create it. Looking at the badge, in the badge case at the back of the wall, every day when we walk in, I just look at my badge and I just remember, this is why I'm here, and everything leading up to that point is for me to receive that badge. So the badge represents more than you. It represents the community, the people that you serve, the department as a whole. It's definitely a lot of pride getting to that goal where you pin the badge on your uniform.
With all that's required of officers once they're on the street, the Academy staff works hard to make sure recruits are in great physical condition once they leave the Academy. The workouts change as recruits continue through the Academy, but the focus is the same. This training staff wants them to understand the physical demands of the job and help them work towards the best physical condition for their day-to-day.
Nice.
Do a strict pull-up. Just like he did over there, he almost went chest to bar. As long as you're locked out, chin above bar and down, you're good. That's a strict pull-up.
If you gotta pull off that because we're getting too high numbers, try to go kipping if you can get that motion down. It might be a little bit awkward at first, but if you're good at it, you can roll through them, and you can probably go unbroken for the whole thing.
So you got strict, that's the toughest. Challenge yourself. If you're able to do that, cool. Then we're gonna practice kipping a little bit. If you need to kip in the workout, that's cool too. In the workout, you're gonna spread out a little bit, so people will be at different paces. Just use what you can to have good form. Right? I still use the band at home a lot when I want really good form. So. This is a version of the CrossFit workout Cindy.
So, you set a clock for 20 minutes. You're gonna run a 400 meter, right? One full lap, 400 meter. Come on, right there.
Just come in.
You come back in on this side, in between the bars. You're gonna go the bars. You're gonna go 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, times 3. So we're doing 3 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. So when you hit 15 air squats, back to pull-ups, right? Times 3. After you do 3 of those, we're hitting another lap. We're coming in 3 more sets of 5, 10, 15. Okay? Everybody understand what we got there? Count it down right here.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah! Let's go! There we go. There we go.
Back inside, the other half is working on deadlifts.
There shouldn't be any bend in me whatsoever, okay? I should be maxed out, right? I should be tense, I'm tight everywhere, and I just come up, okay? There shouldn't be anywhere I'm here, okay? I should be tight, big chest up, right? I just come straight up. Make sense? Yes, sir. Okay?
You're gonna go under load. If I'm doing multiple reps and I get to the bottom on rep 1, and I do this, release, grip, I lift. I drop, I release, grip. My brain is telling my muscles that they can relax for a second. You don't want that. I want to stay in full contraction through my whole lift. Keep breathing, but I don't want to set the bar to the ground. Release, grip. This neurodynamics is happening in your brain and your body, and it's like, wait a minute, are you picking it up or not picking it up? Oh, I am picking it up. So keep that grip for those 3, and if you get to the top on number 3 and you want to drop it, that's fine. These are bumper plates, that's permissible. Don't get, just because you can't lower it, but drop it. Make sense? Yes, sir. All right, finish up. Flip. Flat back. Here we go. Good. One. Go again.
A bit better, partner. A bit better. Good. Touch and go. Touch. Go. Next. Drop it. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Now straight here. Stay there and then down.
A little bit better.
Yeah, so we see different instructors. Like, for example, this week we talked to the traffic investigators. Last week we had some guys from Vice come in. We had some officers come in from a SWAT. And hearing different aspects of the police department and hearing different stories, different experiences, it's definitely opened up my mind about CMPD. There's a lot to do here, and I'm very excited about getting out there and experiencing that too as well. We have amazing staff here. They've been doing this for years, decades. They know what they're doing. For future classes, I would just say just pay attention to what they have to say. They know what they're talking about. Just trust their training, trust them. They know what they're doing, and if you want to have a successful career, just listen to the instructors. I think everybody's looking forward to getting the badge. That's it.